I'm coming to you for help. I usually go and get information and then I package it up and I bring it to you guys, right? Coming to you for help because Jiří Procházka has stated his interest in being the backup fighter for Jan Blachowicz and Glover Teixeira. What I'm asking you guys, is he the backup fighter and he's stating that he's happy that he's a backup fighter, or is he coming out and saying he would like to be? Because I can go two different ways on this, right? If he's saying he would like to be, I would then need to tell him that that fight he's referencing happens to be this weekend and it happens to be on a different continent, and he's going to have to get there, get within the bubble, get licensed, and get down to weight. I would happy to be the one to come and slap that cold water on his face and feel like I was scolding him. I would be pushing his face in it like the puppy that missed the paper. Or did I read it wrong? Did I read it wrong? And he's saying I am the backup fighter, because if he is, that is one of those things that for reasons unknown to me do find a way of keeping secret. I don't like it. I don't get it. I think the backup fighter is one of the great and one of the few great marketing arms that we have in the sport right now. But of course you can see the problem. You can't send the backup fighter on a media tour. You don't put the backup fighter on the poster. You put cards subject to change. You don't ever talk about him. You don't roll him out there. Because you don't have him unless your card falls apart. So promoting the backup fighter could be viewed as demoting the whole goddamn event, but it's not. It's absolutely not. And if the organization, you're the backup fighter, and they don't see it my way, and they won't put you on a PR tour, go do your own. I got this message I'm bringing to you. Even if I'm confused on it, I got it from Jiří, and it's not as though the UFC set that up, because they don't set up interviews with backup fighters. He should be driving that home. Ask Michael Chandler how being a backup fighter worked out for him. Ask Kamaru Usman, the pound-for-pound king right now, how being a backup fighter one night worked out for him. It is a fantastic arm. It puts you in front of everybody else. You're not only raising your hand and saying, I'm willing to do it. I'm banging my chest. Look at me. I'm a tough guy on Twitter. Man, you're sucking it up. You're doing the camp. You're going out there. You get very little participation, and you will step in on a moment's notice against one of two guys. There is no way to do a proper preparation and training camp for it. So the guys that agree, it's amazing, and we all see it. We love guys like this. But we also love when we can prove who they are. When we can identify them as clearly as, say, Dan Hooker. Dan Hooker, who agreed to fight the guy that nobody else would fight, which is the only reason Hooker even got offered it. Hooker's got money. Hooker's got something to do. Go home. Hooker's got the right to bask in the glow and lay low a little bit. Hooker never would have been caught for turning that fight down, ever. He would have gone to the grave. That was a private phone call that nobody was going to pressure him because nobody thought he would say yes anyway, considering nobody else said yes, and Hooker just got out of the cage. But he didn't say no. He said yes, and now we know. We, the audience, know. And we love it. We're owed this kind of information. So if Jiří, in fact, got himself licensed, went through a training camp, is willing on the worst case scenario, which he's only going to know the day before, literally one day before, he will not get a single workout. He will sit in a room with his coach and go over the strategy for an opponent that at this point is down to 2. Nobody will do this. That's a broad stroke, no boy. There are Kamaru Usmans out there. There are Michael Chandlers out there. There are Jiří Procházkas out there. But we, the audience, deserve to have that identified for us. It is the single greatest marketing tool in the sport right now, in my opinion. The great vehicle to break in the Dana White Contender Series, the Ultimate Fighter. Being ready on short notice. Those are your 3 number one ways in. Your number one way to the top, to not only a main event, but to a world title fight, is to be the backup fighter. But it's a tree falls in the woods, guys. If a tree falls in the woods and nobody hears it, doesn't make a sound. It's the same situation. Jiří deserves this message to be out. And if I got it wrong and I get to tease him and he said he wants to be a backup fighter on a fight that's going to take place in 4 days and he doesn't even know it's taking place, I will put him in the same category as Sandhagen, and I will take pleasure in doing it. I don't think that's what we have. I believe Jiří Procházka is the backup fighter. And if he is owed his credit as a legit tough guy, which in this sport, there are very few.